If you are an employee or you're a leader and you feel that huge dip in motivation, you feel as if that there is very little that you're getting out of your tasks and they're growing to be more and more meaningless or vacuous or lacking in substance and motivation, it's probably because your organization isn't allowing or enabling space for creativity, originality, organicism, and motivation to grow. When we over-focus on fulfilling deadlines, on completing tasks, if we're in an environment that channels and pioneers and almost encourages micromanagement, motivation depletes, creativity depletes, innovation is thrown out of the window, and it creates this fearful, worrisome, draining environment. And if you're a leader who is looking at the numbers and seeing gross disengagement and low employee retention across your company, ask yourself this: are you enabling space for experimentation? Are you giving space to make mistakes, to grow? Are you adding to your employees' personal growth and enrichment? Because if you're not, and you expect under the pressures of micromanagement, of mistrust, of over-control, and high pressure, high stakes, and very tight and inflexible deadlines, and you still think that your employees are going to be motivated, are going to churn out meaningful, inspiring, and creative work, then you really have to reconsider the logic of the two, because the two completely juxtapose and contradict each other. You cannot have an environment where very small mistakes are honed down on and circled and turned into serious emergencies, when, for example, that individual or that employee has been doing consistently well in other areas. What you do as a leader or a manager is that you diminish that individual's self-esteem, you diminish that individual's self-trust to be able to fulfill tasks. And what they do, and this is what happens, is that in order to avoid the conundrum or the consequences of making small and petty mistakes, or not adhering so meticulously to the fine print of policies that don't actually create an end or don't actually have a productive end for or purpose for having them, is that they will complete tasks only to the extent to which they can say that it's completed and that it is done mistake-free. But they do not have the capacity or the courage or the emotional safety to go beyond that. And if you're an organization that goes by or is content in terms of your services and your products to fulfill tasks and to tick to-do lists, and that is all, that should be enough for you. You could probably get by on such a diminishing, depleting, and over-controlling environment. But if you're an organization that is innovative, that drives change, that wants to be part of something significant, give your employees the space to grow. Provide them with flexibility, with trust, so that they feel safe enough to emotionally, creatively, and cerebrally invest into their work. And that is when you get results. Results take time. Results require grace. Results require kindness. And you need to be able to create that, even if it means that they slow down a little bit, even if it means that they're not appearing to be extremely productive at all times. That doesn't mean that great work is not happening under the surface. It takes time for trees to sprout. It takes time for flowers to bloom. And you have to give that space. You have to give that trust. You have to give that grace and that kindness.